Meanwhile, today, Twin Cities leaders and police departments explained how they would react to ICE agents conducting roundups in Minnesota. Ashley Graham shows us the plans for what could be a tense week ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, Frank, the Minneapolis police chief today said he expects this crackdown could trigger protests and asks everyone to exercise their First Amendment right peacefully. On Tuesday, Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara called the objective of his department straightforward.
I want to try and minimize our officers' exposure to any of that type of enforcement activity and only respond when there is a legitimate public safety issue.
The chief standing alongside mayors of the Twin Cities, Jacob Fry and Melvin Carter, making their position on immigration enforcement clear. O'Hara saying he expects the increased federal activity to spark protests.
And I want to be clear that we will absolutely defend people's rights to do just that.
If it happens today, if it happens tomorrow, we will show up.
Miguel Hernandez works with the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee. He says they're training people to document ICE activity.
By showing up with cameras, by showing up with asking questions, asking for accountability.
Just last week, crowds gathered during this federal immigration operation in St. Paul. Hernandez says he's seeing more people wanting to get involved.
It's an explosive amount of people that are showing up, wanting to get trained, be informed, wanting to participate.
Chief O'Hara is asking protesters to remain peaceful and says officers will receive additional guidance this week regarding the department's immigration policy.
To try and address some of the issues that we're seeing nationally and to provide clear guidelines to our officers.
Hernandez believes the current guidelines aren't strong enough.
What are the standards and how are we going to move them forward with actual accountability for city officials?
The chief of police hasn't shared any specifics about that new guidance, but MPD has repeatedly said they don't cooperate with immigration enforcement and a city ordinance prevents them from doing so. As for St. Paul, the city is still reviewing officer actions during crowd control in a federal immigration action last week.
All right, thanks for the update, Ashley. Here's an overview of the 3 federal investigations into fraud in Minnesota. Today, the U.S. Treasury Secretary cited what he called Minnesota's feckless mismanagement of taxpayer funds and launched an investigation into whether some of that money wound up in the hands of the terror group Al-Shabaab in Somalia. The Small Business Administration is looking into claims that Paycheck Protection Program loans from the COVID relief era were stolen, along with other federal grants. The Department of Transportation is conducting an investigation looking at how Minnesota issued commercial driver's license to non-U.S. residents, claiming a third of them could be illegal. The DOT is threatening to withhold more than $30 million in highway funding. We'll continue to cover those investigations and any potential ICE actions on air and online at WCCO.com.